Good morning everyone, myself Kritika Sharma from BCom final year B section. So we are representing the group Sindhu and group number is group 4. So we are explaining about the topic contract of indemnity and contract of guarantee. So I will call Reshma to explain her topic.
Myself, Reshma Goenka, I will be explaining the topic the contract of indemnity. Contract of indemnity section 124 a contract by one party promises to another to save him from loss was to him by the contract under of promisor except for by the contract of any other person is called contract of indemnity. Promise indemnity ಒಪ್ಪಂದ ವಿಭಾಗ 124 ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸ್ ಸೆಟಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವರೆಗೆಯಿಂದ ಅಥವಾ ಇತರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ನಡವಳಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ತನಗೆ ಉಂಟಾದ ನಷ್ಟದಿಂದ ರಕ್ಷಿಸಲು ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಭರವಸೆ ನೀಡುವ ಒಪ್ಪಂದವನ್ನು ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಒಪ್ಪಂದ ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯುತ್ತಾರೆ. Parties to the contract of indemnity, the person who promised to protect another is called indemnifier. ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಿಸಲು ಭರವಸೆ ನೀಡುವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ನಷ್ಟ ಪರಿಹಾರಕಾರ ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯುತ್ತಾರೆ. The person who is protected from the indemnity holder or indemnified. ಹೀಗೆ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಿಸಲ್ಪಟ್ಟ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ನಷ್ಟ ಪರಿಹಾರಕಾರ ಹೊಂದಿರುವವರು ಅಥವಾ ನಷ್ಟ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. For example, A promises to deliver certain goods B for ₹2,000 every month. C promises to indemnity B losses if A fails to deliver the goods. This is how we and much we enter into contract of obligation of indemnity. So I will try to call the class.
I will be explaining the topic meaning of indemnity and essentials of contract of indemnity. So first we will understand the meaning of indemnity, that is indemnity means an act to compensate or protect somebody from the loss or make good to the loss. The meaning is there will be two persons. If one person suffers from any loss, then the first person will compensate him for his loss, for the losses. When one person promises to another person that in case another person suffers from some loss, the first person will compensate the loss. So we will be compensating for the second person's loss. So then we will understand with the example, that is insurance company. So insurance company is the indemnifier and the person who suffers the loss becomes the indemnified. So we will take the situation of a firm which goes into fire. So indemnified will ask the insurance company for the compensation. Then the insurance company will compensate him not to the exact amount, not to the full extent, but to the some extent. The insurance company will compensate the indemnified. So let us understand the essentials of contract of indemnity. Essentials of valid contract: there must be loss either by the promiser's conduct or by any other person's conduct. So the contract of indemnity will be taken place if there is loss suffered by indemnified, or else the contract of indemnity will not be done. Then contract may be expressed or implied. It is a contingent contract by nature. The liability of indemnifier commences when the indemnified suffers from some loss according to the terms and conditions of the contract. And the contracts of insurance are also covered under this heading, but the life insurance does not come under the contract of indemnity. So the next topic will be explained by Rohit.
Hello everyone. My topic is rights of indemnity holders. Rights of indemnity holders are dependent on the terms of the Indian contract in General Section 125 Act 1872 comes to play in the Indian contract in IE situation under situation. The indemnity holders are entitled to recover all the damages that he may have been compelled to pay any in respect of any matter to which the promise of the indemnifier applies. For example, ಒಂದು ವಹಿವಾಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಜಿಸಿ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ನಿರ್ದಿಷ್ಟ ವಹಿವಾಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದಂತೆ ಬಿಗೆ ಸಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದಾದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪರಿಣಾಮವನ್ನು ಬಿಗೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕಾದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪರಿಣಾಮವನ್ನು ಸಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಷ್ಟವೇ ಹೊಂದಿದ್ದರೆ ಬಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ನಷ್ಟವ್ಯವನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ನೀಡಲು ಒಪ್ಪಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಪ್ಪಂದ ನೀಡಿದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿ ಆ ವಿಷಯವಾಗಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕಾನೂನಿ ಕ್ರಮದಿಂದ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕ್ರಮ ಕೈಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಬಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಿಗೆ ಹಾನಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನೇ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಾನೆ. All the cost of goods that he may have had to pay to third parties provided to accept as the man of ordinary product, and he did not act in contravention of the direction of indemnifier, or if he had acted under the authority of the indemnifier to contract us to. All the sums that he may have paid under the terms of any compromise to any such as to provided such compromise is not contrary to the indemnifier orders and was produced on or if he acted under authority of indemnifier to compromise the suit. ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಪಾವತಿಸಬಹುದಾದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಮೊತ್ತಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ರಾಜ್ಯ ನಿಯಮಗಳು ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿರುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ನಷ್ಟ ಪರಿಹಾರಕನು ಅವನ ಆದೇಶ ಮತ್ತು ಏರ್ಪಡಿಸುವ ಅಧಿಕಾರದ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರಾಜಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಸೂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್
My name is Roshni Tadkar. My topic name is Rights of Indemnifier. Rights under doctrine of subrogation. Second point to sue against third party after indemnifying the indemnity holder. Third point, not to compensate for losses not covered under contract of indemnity. essential features of guarantee. First one, tripartite agreement, concurrence of three contracts. The contracts connecting each other as contract between the principal debtor and creditor, the creditor and surety, the surety and principal debtor. Second point, liability. Under such contract, the primary liability is of the principal debtor and secondary liability is of the surety. ಅಂದರೆ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆ ಒಪ್ಪಂದದ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಥಮಿಕ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಯು ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಸಾಲಗಾರನದಾಗಿದ್ದು ಮತ್ತು ದ್ವಿತೀಯ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಯು ಮಾತ್ರ ಜಾಮೀನುದಾರನದಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. Third point, essential of valid contract, requirements for valid contract, free consent, consideration, lawful object, competency of the parties, etc. are necessary to form this kind of contract. But in respect of consideration, no direct consideration in the contract between surety and creditor, consideration to advocate of surety. ಅಂದರೆ ಮಾನ್ಯವಾದ ಒಪ್ಪಂದದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಕ್ತ ಸಮಿತಿ ಪರಿಗಣನೆ ಕಾನೂನುಬದ್ಧ ವಸ್ತು ಇತ್ಯಾದಿಗಳು ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆಗಳಾಗಿವೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಪ್ಪಂದವನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸಲು ಅವಶ್ಯಕವಾಗಿದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಪರಿಗಣನೆಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದಂತೆ ಸಾಲಗಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಜಾಮೀನುದಾರರ ನಡುವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ನೇರ ಒಪ್ಪಂದ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್
Myself, Sachin Kodalkar. My topic is nature and extent of surety liability. In general circumstances, the liability of surety arises in only case of default of principal debtor, so its liability is secondary. It means surety's liability is secondary and liability of principal debtor is primary. Liability of surety arises in only case of default of principal debtor. When it arises, it turns coextensive with principal debtor. Liability of surety is coextensive with that principal debtor unless it is provided by contract. Suppose principal debtor is liable for $100, surety will also be liable for same $100, neither 99 nor 101. The term coextensive means that principal of surety is liable for what principal debtor is also liable. Let's understand this with example. A whose surety guaranteed to be the payment of bill of exchange accepted by C. When the bill is dishonored by the C, A will only not liable for amount of bill of exchange but also the charges and interest that may due on it. When the creditor recovers part of his loan from the property of principal debtor. If the debtor cannot be held liable due to defect in the document, surety will also be not liable. If due to some reasons principal debtor cannot be held liable, still surety can be liable in the following situation. If the principal debtor is minor, if the principal debtor is declared insolvent, if principal debtor has become time-bound, if creditor delays in filing suit against debtor. Next topic will explained by Savana.
Indemnity contract and guarantee contract. Number of parties. There are two parties in indemnity contract, namely indemnity holder and indemnifier. There are three parties in guarantee contract: creditor, debtor, and surety. Number of contract: one contract exists in indemnity contract. Three contract exists guarantee contract. Nature: simple in nature. Complex in nature. Liability: there is no classification of liability in indemnity contract. There are two types of liability guarantee contract. One primary liability and secondary
So at last, I would thank you all on behalf of my group, that is Group 4. So thank you for all your attention. I hope you all have understood the topic well. So thank you.
हेलो मिस्टर जो
हेलो मिस्टर लिपमैन, कैसे हो आप?
एकदम ठीक है।
और क्या चल रहा है लाइफ में?
मस्त है।
हाँ, बैठ जाइए।
मैंने सुना है कि मेरी जमीन खरीदने के लिए इंटरेस्ट है क्या?
हाँ, मैं इंटरेस्टेड हूँ। आपने इसका दाम कितना रखा है?
मैंने इसका दम बढ़ा दिया और इसका दम है 5,25,000।
ओह, इसने मेरे फैसले के कारण इसका दाम बढ़ा दिया। मैं अपना फैसला नहीं बदलूंगा। ठीक है, मैं खरीदने में इंटरेस्टेड हूँ।
हाँ ठीक है।
चलो ठीक है, फिर मिलते हैं मिस्टर लिपमैन।
अरे लिपमैन, कहाँ पर रह गए थे तुम? मैं काफी वक्त से तुम्हारा इंतजार कर रही हूँ। आज तो तुम बहुत खुश लग रहे हो।
बहुत खुश हूँ क्योंकि मेरा क्लाइंट के साथ मेरे जमीन बेचने को एग्रीमेंट किया।
अपनी जमीन बेच दी?
तुम क्यों इतनी बेचैन लग रही हो?
कंपनी तेरे जमीन पे आ रहा है, जिससे तेरे जमीन का दाम 2 गुना बढ़ जाएगा।
क्या? तो मिस्टर जॉन से अपनी जमीन बेचने का समझौता करके आ रहा हूँ।
अरे लिपमैन, तुम्हें तो ये नहीं करना चाहिए था। अभी कुछ तो सोचना पड़ेगा।
तो बता दो।
देख, तुम इस जमीन का एक कंपनी बना सकते हो, जिस कंपनी का अलग ही कानूनी कायदा होगा। जो जमीन कंपनी के नाम पर होगा तो कंपनी से बचाकर कंपनी का जमीन हो जाता है, जो तुम्हारे नाम पर होगा।
ये तो अच्छा बात है।
अरे मिस्टर लिपमैन, कहाँ रह गए थे आप? मैंने आपको कॉल किया था पर आपने उठाया नहीं। आप अपनी जमीन कब बेच रहे हैं?
मैंने जमीन को कंपनी को बेच दिया।
क्या क्या बात कर रहे हो?
मैं सच कह रहा हूँ।
लिपमैन के साथ मेरा एक कंपनी खरीदने का एग्रीमेंट था, पर उसने एक अलग कंपनी बना दी। उसमें वही डायरेक्टर और वही ओनर है। उसने अपनी जमीन को बेच दिया। मैं आपसे विनती करता हूँ कि आप मुझे जमीन का असली हकदार बना दें।
सर लिपमैन, आप अपनी तरफ से कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं?
कंपनी एक अलग व्यक्ति है, इसके अलग कानून कायदा है। उसका पूरा हकदार मैं रहूँगा।
Company is creator of first independent device in Sham company must, which he names before his facing an attempt to avoid recognition by eye of equity and rules, and Supreme Court could apply to circumstance thus cooperative viability dictates